this is Dr. Elena Eustache and welcome to my show. Today we have a special guest, actress, writer, and producer of a new documentary that's called Give Me Shelter, Cleary. She's an amazing advocate for animals to rescue them, and she's trying to bring awareness of disappearing certain animal species on this planet, which we are not aware of very often. Thank you so much for being on my show. It's such a pleasure and honor to talk about such an important subject like today, about the animals and about all the charity work that you do on rescuing animals, and also about your documentary, Give Me Shelter, which I saw. Would you like to tell us more about it?
Absolutely, yes. I'm so happy you saw it, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's a documentary really that came to me in 2012, and the name instantly popped in my head, and I knew that it had to be about the most important animal welfare issues that we touch on with my charity, Peace for Animals. So we started out on puppy mills and adopting, not shopping, talking about unfortunate events like the horse slaughter, horse culling in Montana, go from seal clubbing to the fur trade to everything from SeaWorld to circuses, and so that's why we did the documentary.
Yeah, that's very important. How long did it take you to make it?
It took me 3 years. So I started in 2012, and it was a very long process, my first film, and I really didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it really turned out amazingly. And I'm very happy that Netflix picked it up, and Barnes & Noble and iTunes, and now everyone can watch it, and really just be educated on really, the undercover and underground organizations that are exploiting animals and exploiting our environment and our world, and so people can now act and make a difference.
So tell us, there are some animals that are endangered, they're, in species.
Yeah, right now the most endangered is the rhino. The western rhino just went extinct in Africa, in Western Africa, so there's no more left. They're only left in Eastern Africa, and there's one left in Sudan that's being guarded 24 hours a day. It's a male, and they've tried to breed him, and unsuccessfully they cannot breed him. He's a little too old, unfortunately, and it's something that we have to raise awareness to. No one should be buying rhino horn. There's no medicinal purpose for rhino horn, and unfortunately it's sold in the Asian market. So along with rhinos, there's only 3,200 tigers left in the wild, and that's Bengal, that's Sumatran, completely wiped off the map. So there's more tigers in Texas right now than there are in the whole world in the wild. So yeah, and that's because of tiger pelts, selling tiger cubs in the black market, tiger teeth, their claws. I don't know who would want to buy that, but it's very popular in the Asian market. And along with that, sharks. Sharks are one of the most threatened species on the planet, and they're an apex predator, and they kill 100 million sharks a year for shark fin soup. So, there's so many issues, and we highlight, not all of the issues, but what we feel are the most important. And then, of course, when we do Give Me Shelter 2, we'll highlight the rest.
Oh, so there is a second one coming.
I am hoping.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
So yeah, I would love to start shooting possibly next year. We will see how this one does on Netflix. So
you write the whole scenario, all the locations, everything? Unbelievable. So, yeah. Are you going to be traveling a lot for that?
I think we're going to do a little more traveling this time. We shot the first one just in California, and then the second one will probably be maybe even in Africa and a little bit in Asia and in India. So we just need definitely more of a budget for this one.
Yes.
So.
That's exciting. That's exciting. You have you're part of a charity. Tell us a little bit about it so people can find out how they can help or join or donate.
Absolutely, yeah. So back in 2012, I started Peace for Animals, and it's mostly specific to endangered species. So our first project was with Born Free for tiger conservation, because there's only 1,500 tigers left in India. So in the Satpura region, which is the largest region for the Bengal tiger. So we wanted to, raise as much funding here in Los Angeles and awareness to help Born Free out in their initiatives with Satpura. So we did, and it was great. And that was back in 2012 when I started Peace for Animals. And then shortly after Peace for Animals started, I wanted to do more, and that's when we started filming Give Me Shelter. So from that point on, every year we focus on an endangered species. So so last year it was orangutans and palm oil, and the issues with what's happening in Borneo with 3 football fields every half an hour of rainforest is being decimated because of palm oil, the African palm being planted in the rainforest, which doesn't belong there. And palm oil is in 15% of our products. We're talking shampoos, conditioners, God, everything from cookies to
So how can people
cakes
how can people help with that?
Well, you know, it's just really just going to the grocery store and looking in the back of products. And if we're able to look on the back of products and you know, there's a lot of derivatives of palm oil. They sometimes just say vegetable oil.
Yeah.
But if you do see palm oil or any derivative, you can look them up on the internet. Please don't buy the product and look for an alternative, or write a letter to the grocery store and say, look, did you know this was happening? All these orangutans are being killed, and the rainforest is being wiped out because of palm oil. You know, and it's just something that you know, we all have to raise awareness to. That's where we get our oxygen. You know, 30% of our oxygen comes from the rainforest, and so if there's no more rainforest, what happens to our planet?
Yeah, we don't have oxygen. It's already bad as it is. And I know there's a big issue with bees too.
Oh, the bees, I mean, with all the pesticides, you know, and I think that we have to get all of our hardware stores together to just ban these harmful pesticides, because the bees are what pollinate the world. Yeah. And that's how we get our fruit and our vegetables, and if we don't have bees, then we don't have food to eat. Yeah. And then we don't have animals. So it's just, we're all connected. It's a circle of life, and I think that one small group of passionate people can really make a difference, and that's really the only group that has ever made a difference in our world.
If I would ask you something regarding man, like what would be maybe a quality thing that you're looking for in a partner?
Well, the number one quality would probably be they have to love animals. Yes. So and because I dedicate my life to raising awareness and being their voice, I would say they would definitely you know, have to be familiar with what I do, and I would say really have the same passion as me, because it is very difficult if you are with somebody that doesn't maybe understand what you do, or doesn't have the same passion, or support you. So you know, has a great personality, that's loyal, that's caring, that's loving, affectionate, you know, and someone that's strong, because I'm a very strong person and have been through a lot, and so I think that strength is definitely key, and someone that's going to fight for you. Yes. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So if there would be 3 things you would like to know about man, maybe that you're not aware of or you don't understand, you can hit me with a question, I'll give you an answer.
Oh my gosh, there's many actually. Why do they think so simply and we're so complicated?
Because they are not multitask. They only have like 3 areas in their brain: work, having fun, and nothing.
And women.
Yes. So they're just not multitask. So everything is much more simple. While we are wired with all the emotions and feelings, and we have so many bridges in the brain.
Exactly. Why did he say this? What did he mean by this? And you're asking a million questions.
Yeah, less is more always with a man.
And why is sports usually number 1 on their list?
Because men like to wrestle and get dirty and really create their masculinity through sports and through competition, because men are built to compete. So when they watch sports, it's like very masculine activity. It's like if a lady gets a massage, a manicure, a pedicure, it's the same thing. So they bond with buddies and joke and get into the competition world.
I love sports. I'm a diehard sports fan from Chicago. So, and then what do guys look for in a woman?
I think that most men are looking for respect. Being appreciated and being respected.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's very important.
Yeah.
Where can we see you lately?
There's going to actually be a film about horses, ironically, called The Wind of Heaven, and it's directed and produced by Steven Savage, and I just got cast for the film. We're filming in September in Montana, and it's about the unfortunate circumstances behind the horse culling, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with the horse culling and horse slaughter, and it's just taking wild horses and basically rounding them up, and sometimes they're killed and sometimes they're sold to slaughter, and sometimes they're used for other things. So you know, like horse racing, or you know, it just depends on the circumstance. So it's really unfortunate, because I think there needs to be wild horses, and I think that that's what our country is based off of, is having these animals free and in the wild, especially in the West. I mean, you know, you think of the Wild West, you think of horses, and a lot of, you know, these Fish and Game and a lot of other organizations like to round them up because they trample you know, their land and their wild spaces. So I think that It's just an unfortunate thing, but the movie is based on that. So
it will teach us.
Yes, exactly. It's not a documentary; it's scripted. So yeah, so doing that, and then I was asked by Purina to be one of their spokespeople for their Latin market of cat chow. So,
oh, wonderful!
Yeah, so we'll be shooting that in August, so that'll be great. And then yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to do a couple more documentaries. So hopefully, Give Me Shelter 2 will be next year, and then I hope everyone checks out Give Me Shelter now on Netflix. So
yeah, definitely. It was such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing. It was so helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. I really support your cause. I hope you enjoyed my topic, which is a very important subject, and we should all do something about it. Thank you so much for watching my show. This is Dr. Elena Eustache, and I'll see you next time for more topics.